Hello guys, can you hear me? Hi. So my topic is accept paradigm shifts to accelerate DevOps. Actually, when I done with the slides, I realized that there are no lessons to share. Then I cut out some part of my title itself. So all things are very obvious to all of us. Maybe this could be, few of the reminders to all of us regarding DevOps. So I work at Apogee. We love apps, data, and APIs. So let's think about DevOps. What is DevOps? We all love DevOps because we all have different versions of DevOps, and we have our own definitions. And the way I see DevOps is, the well-accepted definition, which is the CAMS, the culture, automation, measurement, and sharing. And I believe DevOps is not just about titles, it's not just about tools or automation. Then what is it about? It is definitely about people and collaboration. Now, I like to also define paradigms, right? We all have mental maps or the lens we see the teams and the world, right? And in our work, we go through different paradigm shifts, right? And this quote came very significant, from Albert Einstein, because most of the problems we create, we may not be able to solve it at the same level of thinking we had when we created them, right? So I believe DevOps also necessitates kind of paradigm shifts. Now, we try to solve a lot of problems we have with our products, deployments, with tools, and a team. I have nothing against the DevOps team. But will it solve all your problems, by just introducing one more team? May not. And it may not solve without few of the paradigm shifts we need. So I'd like to discuss few of the things I observed and I learned on the job. So we have different kind of development. TDD for test-driven development, then BDD for behavior-driven development, and then customer-driven, customer-oriented development. But there is one missing link, and I think that actually holds the key to the DevOps, right? Any guesses, what is it? I believe it's operation-driven development, right? We need to also think about our biggest customer. We need to optimize the code, the product for our biggest customer, which is the ops and support team. So how do we begin operations-driven development? One thing is from the day you actually start thinking about the product, you also need to engage operations mindness to it. It could be a team, it could be a person, it could be you who develop, who also have knowledge about the operations aspect. So architect and code with operations in mind. How do you want to actually have this product behave in operations in a real production environment? So, here are a few of the questions I would like every developer to ask when they actually develop the software, the product. Is it debuggable? The log level should be, empathy to whoever actually who will be managing the product afterwards in production, right? So, and then the debug level, imagine being in a production outage call, and what is your debug level? Is it up to the SLA we provide to the customers, right? So think about the debuggability of the product. Then, there are a lot of places where, when you scale, the product just dies. So make sure the product doesn't, or the software doesn't kill themselves, or doesn't wait for something to happen without actually logging something in the log files. Then metrics and counters. Show the traffic. What's going on in the actually in the software. Let there be small CLI tools which can actually give you the metrics and the counters. Then tracing. Show the inner self of the app. Okay, this is how the traffic coming to the product, and then this is how it traverses through the product, and this is the exit point. it could be a graphical user interface or a CLA-based tool, or an extension to the product itself. And how easy it is to deploy,
Last 30 seconds.
Okay, basically it's about RPMs versus star, config file versus hard coding. So there are a few more questions I would like to ask, and then the another paradigm shift I'm talking about is beyond engineering just the product, right? It's easy to have a shiny new car, but imagine about the infrastructure it has to run, right? Now, we have to make sure you engineer the infrastructure for the product to run, as well as the tools, right? So tools are considered as a second citizen. That should not be the case. If it's a full-time job, you have to actually maybe have to have a full-time developer for tooling. So that's it. Thanks very much.